5 Europeans landed in a city built on dreams. Their dream was to defend the Mosconi Cup, but standing in their way, Team USA. Determined to reclaim a prize they last won 2 years ago. So far, so good for the Americans, but this European side won't give up without a fight. Their dream is still alive, but only just in the greatest team event in 9-ball. Welcome to the Mosconi Cup. A good start by the Europeans on day 3, where they injected fresh hope into their campaign with Fyan, Homan, SOUQUET, and Immonen all producing the goods when it mattered. But America hit back, and by the end of play, the gap remained the same as the Americans wrestled back the advantage. The most telling fact is Team USA's proximity to victory, just 2 away from their target of 11 as they prepared for the final day. This is where the pressure is really applied to both sides. Singles all the way to the end. Every match now a must-win situation for the Europeans. Ralf SOUQUET kick-started the Europeans with a vital opening win over Shane van Boening. Those two set to meet again. Niels Fyan was brushed aside by Dennis Hatch, increasing pressure on Europe. Thorsten Hammann had to perform and did against Johnny Archer. But the spotlight once again falls on SOUQUET, who must once again defeat van Boening.
And Ralf has won the lag, and by some margin.
That doesn't look good when Shane's 2 diamonds from the end rail.
Michaela Tab, sorry Jay, Michaela Tab called on to referee, quickly applying the white gloves to the cue ball to clean it.
First rack, Europe to break.
And SOUQUET will kick things off.
There's your score, 10-7. USA needs to win 1 match to capture the Mosconi Cup. Europe needs to win 4 in a row from here. Ralf beat Shane earlier today, 6-3. And he played superbly in that match, Jim.
He's going to need an instant replay here. I think van Boening is eager to make amends.
Ball's going down everywhere there.
Yeah, made the 1 and the 2. And the closest ball to the cue ball is the one Ralf will be looking at, the 3.
We're going to see a safety here off the 3 ball. He has a choice of going off the bottom of the 3, putting the cue ball behind the 9 ball, or going off the top of the 3 and sending the cue ball down to the end rail. That's the way he's going to go.
Using that 8 for cover.
Nicely done by Ralf. Shane's going to have to kick off the end rail with right English to hit the 3.
You think so, Jay? He may go side cushion and try and flick that 3 and just bump it to the top cushion.
You know, you're right. He's got room to get behind the 8 here. He might make the 3. Problem is,
oh, he can make it.
Problem is the 4 is on the other end rail. He's got no shot at the 4.
That wasn't a very good safety from SOUQUET there.
Shane's got to come up with something now. He may come off the right edge of the 4 ball, go 2 rails down table, and use the 7 and the 8 for blockers.
Extension.
Each player allowed 1 30-second extension per rack, and they have to be respectful of that 30-second shot clock. That keeps things moving briskly.
Needs to make a real good hit on this 4 ball. I'm kind of surprised he went that way. Look at this. He's going to leave Ralf a shot here. Pretty careless safety there by Shane.
Yeah, he's not a happy camper as he departs the table there. This is wide open.
Yeah, Ralph's got the 4. He can just roll off the end rail, come back up for the 5. That's the 6 all the way up at the other end rail.
Key shot right here, Jay. 5 to the 6. The 7 in the middle of the table. Now, if Ralf can reach this comfortably and he can cue at this, he should be able to force follow this.
Needs a big stroke right here. And he delivers. Now he's pretty much problem-free the last 4 balls.
And being straight here is ideal. He can just slowly follow through. And he'd like to be straight in on the 8.
This little angle's fine because the cue ball is going to bounce off the side rail. Easy shot on the 9 coming up next. First game will go to Team Europe and Ralf SOUQUET.
No danger. Once the mistake from Shane Van Boening with the safety play. SOUQUET pounced. And Alex Lely again trying to urge his troops on.
Shane looks a little funky right now, Jim.
Yeah, it's tough to tell which team is in front 10-7. That's the overall score.
You have to think that Team USA believed that Johnny Archer was going to close out this match, especially after Dennis Hatch just put that knockout punch on.
And there's the Kaiser, a dominant force, and he has been for European teams in Mosconi Cups past and present. He's ranked number 2 in the world and won that world title back in 1996.
He's been a solid player down through the years. He's won multiple titles every single year for the last 14 years.
Van Boening to break rack number 2. Again, the real pressure from Shane's perspective is wanting to be the last man to hit the last ball.
Nothing
for
down.
a winning side. You know something, Jay? When America got off to such a great start and took 4 of the first 5 matches on day 1, establishing a 4-1 lead, I thought then, it's such a formidable lead because all they have to do now is volley matches back and forth, almost like chess. If you seize a piece, you look for exchanges. And that's basically what's happened.
Until today.
They've still got that 3-point lead.
The only other time they were down within 3 points was when it was 7-4 during day 3. The 1 ball is makeable. He went for the safety instead. He moved that 8 ball over on the side rail right by the side pocket, making that a difficult ball. Shane's got a long 1 ball here.
Yeah, but if he knocks this in, he's going to let that cue ball drift over to the left-hand side of the table to leave the 2 available.
He's going forward with the cue ball. The 3 ball might get in the way on this position. Oh, he slow rolled it.
Beautifully played. You see a player slow roll a ball like that when you know he's under a lot of pressure. That's always a sign that he's got his nerve under control.
Shoot the 2 in the end, try to roll the cue ball off the end rail. That's the 3 ball right by his cue stick. Nicely done. It is interesting, Jimmy, even though the USA is in the lead 10-7, it feels like all the pressure's on them.
What do they say, Jay? Toughest to win are the first and the last.
Looks like Shane's drawing around these balls for position. Yep. And he did it too.
And perfect angle here. He'll be able to draw this back down for the 5 next.
He wants to get all the way down to the end rail with the cue ball below the 5 so he can play good position on the 6. Shane's got a big, powerful stroke, though. He made that look easy. Well, from this angle, he may be shooting the 6 in the side next. The 8 ball is going to be his problem this rack. He's going to have to get real good position from the 7 to the 8.
Extension.
Showing experience here, though, Jay. Sorry. I think that he's got just a trace of angle here to get that cue ball up to leave an ideal angle on the 6.
Did exactly what he wanted to do there. He kept that angle. The cue ball will go up table towards the 7 after the 6 is deposited in the side pocket.
This is the big shot. He looks very straight on this 7.
2 straight. He's going forward 2 rails out of the corner with the cue ball. His speed's got to be perfect here. Looks good, though. Looks real good.
How good did he hit that one? You can see him shaking that back arm. Just trying to stay loose.
Shane's about ready to tie this match up 1 game apiece. The Mosconi Cup is on the line right now.
Van Boening knows it. 1-1. The race to 6. Rack number 3, a 1-1 score.
Big break shot. Big, powerful break shot. The 2 ball went a little bit far. You know, Jimmy, what I see here is he may be able to bank this 2 back down and make the 8.
I'm not too sure he wouldn't be trying this even if the 8 wasn't there. Actually, the 8 being there doesn't help his cause, simply because he's no guarantee of getting position to the 2. And the cue ball, he'll hold up table near the 3. That's one option, Jay, for sure. The other option would even be to flick the 2 into the 3. Spin the cue ball off the right-hand side. Ralf is a very, very creative player.
I'm looking at him banking this 2 into the 8. It's a pretty straightforward bank. If he makes it, the 2 should stop near the corner pocket. Now he went your way. He played safe. He's trying to get that cue ball behind the 7. Didn't quite do it.
There's always plenty of options And you never really know exactly how a player feels. Sometimes it's important to get aggressive. You send a message to your opponent. And other times discretion may be the better option.
You see, when Shane walks over there, he's looking at that angle for the bank, 2 onto the 8. He can take the same shot. You're always taking a chance when you let your opponent come back to the table like Ralf just did.
Or he could play a similar shot to SOUQUET, knowing the 2's going to bank up and he may have the 3 as a goalie.
I think Shane wants to shoot here. He did. He pounded it in, too.
You can see the 2. I'm not sure whether it goes. If it does, that's a big shot from Van Boening.
It'll go. It's a little bit of a tight fit pass. Oh, he's got the full pocket. He's got the full pocket. He needs to hold the cue ball right there for the 3 next.
Oh, that's a great shot.
He used the whole pocket.
Great shot. Again, still shaking that back arm.
He's trying to stay loose. You can tell Shane is feeling the pressure of the Mosconi Cup. He's in great shape now. Ralf might be regretting that he didn't take that same bank shot.
Hindsight's always 20/20 on a pool table.
Shane's got a good angle to draw back for the 6 ball. This is almost a stop shot right here. Another stop shot here. And Shane will have a straight in on the 9 to take the lead.
And 2-1 will be Van Boening's lead. And looking very comfortable, the South Dakota kid. Taking USA 1 step closer, 4 more rack wins, and the dry patch will have ended for the Americans.
Johnny Archer was leading the cheers there.
There's the story of day 4. 2 matches already, the side of Team Europe, against that 1 performance from Dennis Hatch, a 6-0 drubbing of Niels Fayen. SOUQUET 2-1 down at present, hoping that he can pass the baton to Darren Appleton.
Rack 4, USA to break, leading by 2 racks to 1.
And Van Boening swiped that last one against SOUQUET's break.
Shane had some problems breaking in his first match with Ralf. Now he's moved over to the left side. He's finally breaking from the same place as Ralf.
It's amazing how much care these players put into placement of that cue ball.
The one went right in the side.
And that won't be a legal break. So
Illegal break,
Shane will
control
be going
passes.
back to his chair and control passing to Ralf SOUQUET. And just to remind our viewers, if they're just joining us, the rules of the break, 3 balls have to pass the head string. Every ball pocketed counts as a ball having passed the head string. In this case, the 1 ball into the side and only 1 ball, the pink 4, passing the head string. And that's why SOUQUET's at the table.
Now, if Ralf doesn't like this shot at the 2, he can pass it back to Shane. He hasn't really decided yet because there's no real pocket for the 2. He's going to have to play it safe if he wants to shoot at it. He's given no indication of giving it back. Yeah, he's going to take it on. probably try to hide the cue ball behind the 5 after contact with the 2. No, he went the other way. He used the 7 as a blocker.
Well, Shane can get through to the right edge as he looks.
You can just see a little bit of the 2 ball.
Extension.
He's got to be real careful with this one. Soft shot. That's not it. That's not it. He wanted the cue ball to go past the 8 there.
Now Ralf obviously has a very difficult shot on this too. The 3 in the middle of the table.
If the 2 is frozen to the rail, it's a little easier to make. You use inside English, in this case left English.
Extension.
Get the rail right behind the ball, and you can coax that 2 ball along the rail and right into the corner pocket. And the cue ball will go up table towards that 4. Of course, he's got some traffic. That's what he's looking at.
Well, don't you think, Jay, if he was going to go at this too, wouldn't he try and take the cue ball possibly even into that 9 to try and hold for position to the 3?
He's playing safe here. He's going to
Yeah,
knock the
he's
2 away and hold the cue ball behind all these balls. Smarter shot.
And he's definitely got there.
That's a good safety there.
I'll tell you what, this is not an easy hit.
Shane may have to try to jump these balls. No, he doesn't have much time. He used his extension already.
No, and this is a tough hit.
He's going to the right rail. He's going to kick into the.
He's jumping. He's jump kicking here.
Jumping the edge of the 8, going to the rail. He hit it.
That's a great reply. That's a great reply from Van Boening. Brilliant.
Well, he got the best of that roll.
Hatch up in the
Settle in,
nosebleed
please.
section here at the MGM Grand.
Ralf has his jump cue out. He needs to clear the edge of the 8 ball. He'll make a good hit on the 2, but after that, it's anybody's guess where it's going to end up. Wow.
How about in the pocket?
That might be the best jump shot of the whole
Look at Alex
week.
Lely orchestrating a little support for the Kaiser. Just like the maestro at the Bocelli concert last night. Alex Lely getting them off their seats.
The 3 in the lower right corner. Ralf will draw the ball. Back for that 4 ball. Boy, nicely done there. He had to make sure he missed the 7 with the cue, and he did. Now he's in good shape. He can either go forward with the cue ball or draw it back a few inches. I think with this, with being where the 6 is, he'll go forward just a few inches. Just like that. Gives him a good angle on the 5 to get up to the 6. This rack's looking real good now, Jimmy.
Well, very important too, Jay, because this was Van Boening's break. So what Ralf will be doing, if he can complete the clearance here, these last 5 colors, he'll be effectively getting the match back on serve.
And he's been breaking real good. This is just a soft little draw shot here. You notice once the players get down to the last 5, 6 balls and they're out in the open, they don't waste much time. They just want to keep that angle. He can roll forward. See, that's what, when he walks around and looks at it, he's looking at where he wants to be for the 8 ball. A little bit of a roll forward with the cue ball, maybe a foot or so. That's about it. Ralf continues to play flawless pool today.
Playing the role of spoiler. He does not want Van Boening to be the last American at the table.
He'll shoot the 9 on the side. He'll tie the match up 2 games apiece.
The sure cueing of Ralf SOUQUET. Leveling the match up 2 apiece here at the MGM Grand.
Welcome back to the Mosconi Cup. It's Europe against the USA in 9 balls answer to the Ryder Cup. Overall, the Americans lead 10-7, just a point away from victory. But Europe are fighting hard to stay in the hunt.
Well, USA has not tasted victory in the Mosconi Cup for 3 years. The last win back in Holland.
Another big break. Ralph's got that break zeroed in. He's gonna have a shot on the 2.
He's got a great shot on the 2 and perfect angle to just draw that cue ball to the side cushion for the 3 next. This is a great chance for SOUQUET.
The 5/8's a little bit tied up, but he's got some work to do before he gets there.
Yeah, it looks like the 5/8, Jay. We just got a glimpse there. It just it looks like it offers a pretty easy billiard if you can get that cue ball into the right area.
He'd like to draw right up above the 6 ball here. Like to get around the 6 ball with this stroke and come straight back up for the 3 and then the 4. He used the 7.
He didn't intend to hit the 7 there.
Went a little bit farther than he wanted.
Yeah, I think, Jay, I think he was trying to do exactly what you said, but in contacting that 7, it just straightened the cue ball up, and the speed, the line, the intended line of position was lost.
He's got a problem here getting from the 3 to the 4. He's trying to slow roll it, leave himself a big angle on the 4. He almost snookered himself here, but I think he's got room to see that 4 ball. But this becomes a very tough shot, and the 5 and 8 are tied up. Yeah, he can see the edge of the 4. That's all.
I don't think he can. Jay, I don't think he can. I think he's trying to spin this off the cushion to try and flick it in. Cushion first.
Well, he did exactly what he didn't want to make this ball. He didn't want to make that 8 ball. He'd have been very happy to leave Shane this long shot on the 4. Well, what Ralf can do is come off the right edge of the 4 and bring the cue ball 2 rails and try to get the cue ball back down behind the 7. Of course, that's going to take a pretty solid stroke. That's the only safety I see here, Jim. Let's bring the cue ball all the way back around the table and hide it behind the 7.
Well, possibly, Jay. And that is a very high degree of difficulty in that shot.
Well, he's got to hit the 4 real thin to make that shot work. As you said earlier, though, these guys come up with all different kinds of options. He's just playing the side-to-side safety. It's not what he wanted to do. He didn't want that 4 to stop in front of the side pocket. He wanted that 4 to stop on the side rail. Shane's got a chance here. Shane may have, I'm not sure if he can, yeah, it looks like he can shoot straight at it. He'll hit this one with high left English. He wants the cue ball to come off the side rail and go back across table just like that for the 5. Nicely done. That was an error. by Ralf SOUQUET. But like I said, from that distance, it's hard to play it safe sometimes. We're at a point in this match where one error can make the difference between winning and losing the Mosconi Cup.
A lot of time taken by Van Boening here. It just can't be too simple. So much is dependent on each and every shot.
You'll probably just draw that cue ball straight up along the rail and shoot the 9 in the side. Now he came across, he'll shoot the 9 in the corner. Kind of hard to see the angle from where we are, but this will put Team USA in the lead, 3 games to 2.
And that's exactly what it is. The all-important 11th point to secure the Mosconi Cup is there for the USA to take. 3-2, the man of the moment, the former US Open champion, is in front of Ralf SOUQUET.
He took advantage of that error by Ralf SOUQUET, that rare error.
And this time, Ralf had his break pinched.
The de facto team captain, Johnny Archer's down there, telling Shane exactly what he wants him to do. Now go do it, buddy.
Rack 6, USA to break, leading by 3 racks to 2.
And with a 3-2 lead, Van Boening out of his chair now.
Now he goes back to the right side.
Well, we'll see what Archer told him. See if he changes. Maybe it was the change in where he broke from, Jay, because this is where Archer was enjoying success. And Van Boening's got a powerful break. Well, he got the 9 flying.
Well, he made the 1. The 2 and 8 are tied up. I think Shane's going to have a choice here. We'll see in a moment, of either playing a billiard from the 2 to the 8 or a safety, which he might take. He may just try to roll the 2 past the 8 and use the 8 as a blocker. When Shane looks from that angle, he's looking at the billiard. When he looks from here, he's looking at the safety. I think we're going to see a safety here. He's going to just try to roll this 2 past the 8, use the 8 as a blocker. Just like that. Soft shot. Got to hit it just right. I don't know if that quite did it.
He hasn't left the 2, but he hasn't snookered him either, Jay.
He didn't hide the whole 2 ball here. Let's see if we can see this. I think Ralf can see half the 2 ball, and if he can, he can knock the 2 ball away. And he might even be able to duck the cue behind the 8 if he can see enough of it.
You know what? He's looking at the side cushion simply for a full contact, and that would be with the idea of holding that white behind the 8. Very tough. A lot riskier. It would certainly offer more rewards. One thing you can always be assured of with the Ralf SOUQUET, and Jay, you've seen him play an awful lot as well.
He's going rail first.
He'll never do anything without careful thought. That's an error.
He wanted to bring that cue ball back behind the 8 there, Jimmy.
That's exactly why he went to the cushion first, and he didn't catch it full in the face.
He had a real awkward stance. He was leaning over the table here. He just didn't make a good hit on that ball. Boy, what an opportunity for Shane.
Already 3-2 in front.
That's the 3 ball all the way up in the end. But the good news is it's close to the pocket. Shane can come off the end rail with the cue ball, a little left English. He'll drift down towards the 4.
A lot of support here, and even from family members. That's Mr. Van Boening, the eldest, Shane Van Boening's grandfather. I went up in the elevator with him the other day, Jay, and I'll tell you what, if he looks like a character, pictures are not deceiving.
Let me tell you something. That guy was a good pool player once upon a time.
He loves his pool, and he loves his grandson. Very proud grandfather.
Shane's mother and aunt were also amateur pool champions, so it kind of runs in the family.
I guess there was no chance that Shane was going to be a golfer then.
No.
Nice angle on this.
He's looking good now. Shane taps the chalk. He's trying to tell that cue ball to slow down.
When I first saw Shane Van Boening playing at a tournament in Canada, Archer was at the event. Archer and Shane locked horns. Johnny beat him 9-8. He came over to me after, Jay. This is back about 5-6 years ago. He said, that kid can play. He was a bit of a prophet, wasn't he?
Shane will make this 9-ball to take a 2-game lead and only be 2 games away from capturing the Mosconi Cup.
Held serve in a vital rack. The South Dakota kid 4-2 in front of Ralf SOUQUET, trying to avenge an earlier loss and, more importantly, trying to hoist the Mosconi Cup. To Van Boening in USA.
Ball down. 2 balls down.
Yeah, but the 3 was the ball that SOUQUET was focusing on, and it's come to impede the direct path between the cue ball and the 1.
Yeah, Ralph's going to have to push out here. He's looking at going up to the end rail, but I don't know where he's going to go here.
Push out.
He's got a little bit of a problem here, Jimmy. There's just about nowhere he can go where Shane cannot play a safety right back at him. He may try to hide the cue, just use the 9 as a blocker. That's what he's doing.
And he's left a kick.
Shane passed it right back.
Wasted no time. Ralph's going to be kicking at this off the left-hand cushion. And with that 1 ball so close to that cushion, you know that he'll be able to play this shot with a lot of understanding on where that cue ball and 1 will be headed.
Oh, he'd like to kick this ball right in the side pocket. That's not an easy one to make. This isn't bad. He kicked it up table. Couldn't have done much better than that.
But I think I'd rather have Van Boening's shot here than the one previous, and that was the gamble that Shane took.
Jimmy, you can show him here. He's going to bank this 1 back down the middle of the table, and he'll use the 6 and 3 for blockers.
Try and leave the cue ball in this area.
Yeah, this is a pretty straightforward safety, I would say.
Extension.
Or will he I mean, he's got the option where that 4-ball is, but that's aggressive. No, he's gone with option A, and I don't know whether or not he's held it. It's very close. Very close. He may be able to get through to this one.
There might be a window between the 6 and the 3.
Big window. Don't know whether or not he can pocket the one, but he can definitely see it.
He's walking around there like he wants to shoot at this 1 ball. This is a long, difficult cut shot.
Extension.
Even more so, knowing that if he misses this, Shane can get to the hill. If he goes for this one, he has to make it. He went for the safety.
Cue
Played a
ball's
good
headed
one
towards
too.
the
Played a
corner.
good one too. Shane could see it. I think what we're going to see here is Shane is going to knock the 1 ball away and use the 9 for a blocker. Got a pretty good safety battle going this game. See another little soft shot here. Knock the 1 up table. Let the cue ball stop behind the 9. He did it too. He did it.
Never mind stopping behind the 9, welding it behind the 9.
There might be a little bit of room there. We can't see. Is there any space between the cue ball and the 9?
No, I'll tell you what, Ralf has just had a look about pushing that 9 towards the 8. So I don't think there's any room there. Yeah, show me some room.
No.
Maybe a dollar bill.
He married those balls. When you got to kick off the end rail like this, it's a real hard angle to judge.
And even tougher to get it safe if you do hit it.
He might scratch. He might scratch.
So tough to try and negotiate an escape like that. That was really the beneficiary of a great safety from Van Boening. And this will get him to the hill, and America on the cusp of winning back the coveted Mosconi Cup.
Shane's fine here. He wanted to get below the 5, so he's got an angle to get up table for the 6. He did it. Cue ball's going to go to the end rail, bounce back up, just like this. It's kind of straight in. He wanted some angle one way or the other, and he didn't get it. He may be forced to take a long shot at the 8 ball, unless he wants to draw back and forth across the table with the cue ball. I'm not so sure he wants to do that either. He may try to cheat this pocket a little bit. He did a good job there. He forced that cue ball 2 feet up the table.
That's a great shot, Jay. And again, a real sign of confidence and asserting himself in this match.
2 balls away from getting to the hill. He's got it. That's team captain Nick Varner, very happy right now.
9 down, 5-2 is confirmed. And look at Dennis Hatch. One more rack, one more big win, Van Boening, and you'll be the hero of the moment. One elusive rack win to secure that trophy.
If he ever wanted to break big, this is the one.
Quieten down now, please.
You really got to hold on to your composure in a spot like this.
Former U.S. Open champion, though. He knows what it's like lassoing those emotions.
Looks good.
I don't think so, unless this goes down, and it didn't. That'll be an illegal break.
Control passes.
And control will pass to Ralf SOUQUET. Even though a ball was pocketed, you can see the two balls as you see Shane Van Boening once again showing you this break, but only one ball, well, two balls down, but nothing went past the head string to total 3.
Ralph's got a
Quietly now,
long
please.
diagonal 9-foot shot on the 2-ball. One of the toughest shots in pool.
A real test of cueing here, Jay.
And he missed it.
9. Very close. Very close to fluking the 9.
He might have got away with it. I told you that was a tough shot there to start out the rack with, particularly being down 5-2. Shane may not have a shot at the 2 here. He looks like he's hidden by the 3. He's looking like he can see the top edge of the 2-ball.
Extension.
He might be trying to cut that 2 in the lower left corner.
He can see enough for that shot.
Tough cut shot here. Oh, he went for the save. He's trying to make that ball on the side. He did. Smart shot. He bumped the 7 on the side.
A very adventurous shot, and it may well.
This rack's open right now.
Well, that could be the platform for Van Boening to run these colors out. What a great shot that was to open up. And look at this. Now they're there. And with each ball that goes down, the crowd will start to sense what may be inevitable.
He's got to keep the angle on the 4. And he does. He does. He's got a little angle. He's going to have to hit this 4 hard. Bring the cue. Oh, he wants to. He's going to go forward and shoot the 6 on the side. Probably a smart decision. You hit these balls hard on these tables and on this table here, and it can bounce out. He's going forward. Play position for the 6 on the side. Nicely done. He couldn't put it any better with his hand.
Staying in control and in the moment.
Very determined young man here. He wants to be the one that puts the finishing touches on the Mosconi Cup. And I think he's done it, Jimmy. You know, a little tricky. He's got to draw the ball probably close to the side pocket. The 8-ball's a hanger, but the position is not. He's going to have to flirt with the side pocket here, I think, unless he wants to go below. He went below it. Smart decision. He'll shoot the 9 in the side.
Listen for the thunderous roar when this 9 departs the table.
He might go in the end here. He's going all the way down to the end. And there it goes.
There, and the USA waited 3 long years to win the Mosconi Cup back. It's been a dry patch that has ended. A very worthy championship team to a man. They came out every day and played with emotion and heart. Team USA 2009 Mosconi Cup champions. Hatch, Van Boening, Archer, Dominguez, and Dural will celebrate tonight.
Team USA win back the trophy that Europe have held for the previous 2 years. This team, shaken up by defeats in Vegas and Malta, underwent a transformation. 2 new faces introduced, and a revitalized attitude has brought its rewards as Team USA win the 16th Mosconi Cup.